I want someone who's like OG emo or washed up emo to like stitch this on like TikTok and then make fun of us for not knowing
Yeah.
these older OG emo things. It's gonna be like, okay, but do we have more fun in life?
Look at us, Tom Mullen. We don't even know who the jazz viewers the medicine is. We have no idea. What will you do now?
I'm sorry, I like music that doesn't put me to sleep.
We're looking at the 40 greatest emo albums of all time. This is a couple years old, but I'm assuming based on the My Chemical Romance Black Parade photo on it, it's going to probably focus on like our era of emo. And so I wanted to also look at this because I must have looked at this too, sorry,
when did this
is
came
4
out?
years ago.
It's 2019. Oh yeah, this is
So if we did look at it, this is
it's okay.
an era ago. But
I will say, if we look also by the byline, Leor Gale, he's here at the Chicago Reader and does a lot of like actual traditional emo music reviews. And Susie Exposito is an amazing music and culture editor and writer too. So this is actually probably going to be pretty solid.
let's get into it. Top 40 greatest emo albums of all time in 2019, pre-pandemic. Anything
Old
could
school.
be different now.
Remember, there was like a whole nother fifth wave of emo that came out in that time.
Number 40, The Used, In Love and Death.
I feel like because the use like is so under everyone's radar, I feel like it makes sense, but I personally would have put it up higher. But I'm also biased because I love the used.
This is why Lizzie doesn't make her own numbers.
This is why I
because
can't be a
too
music
biased.
writer.
Too biased.
This is why I can't be a music journalist in that way.
It being in the top 40 is good though. Number 39, Panic at the Disco, Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Way too low. Way too low.
That's rudely low.
Way too low. But
Needs to be
fine,
higher.
fine, but way too low.
Yeah.
38, Into It Over It, Intersections.
Older emo considerably. Like not considerably, but like
Yeah,
you know.
2013, you know how old that was.
You know, it's like that. It's the OG emo type of sound.
Yeah.
So
It's not
I mean,
like
they're
we listen
mixing
to
it all
albums
together.
that are 20 years old now in
Into It
2023.
Over It is a Chicago artist.
Yes.
Cool.
So,
But-
cheers. Number 37, Indian Summer, Science 1994. No idea.
Damn, my birth year.
Moving on. Number 36, Orchid, Gatefold, 1999.
Again, OG emo.
Yep, no
OG
idea.
emo.
Number 35, Coheed and Cambria, Good Apollo, and Burning Star 4, Volume 1, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, this record
I feel like
rules.
that's fair. Yeah. That's
rules.
a good place for it.
I guess this is probably their biggest record, like Coheed overall, even though like they had some hits on the previous one, whatever it's called, too many words. Point is, this record's probably their biggest, which means it deserves a spot on the list, and it's quite good. Number 34, Owls. Owls.
Don't know. Owl City?
The band Captain Jazz, the Kinsella of it all.
Oh, yeah. The
so-
consolidacity of it all.
The consolidacity of it all.
The consolidacity.
Chicago, Illinois based.
You mean Champaign, Illinois?
I'll fold it all in. I don't give a shit. Didn't check out Owls by Owls. Number 33, The Jazz June, The Medicine.
It's very get up kids.
Does look very Get Up Kids. Number 32, Algernon
What?
Cadwallader, some kind of
That's not a
Cadwallader.
real name. Like, listen,
Cadwallader.
I've heard a lot of different band names, and I'm not even gonna lie. There's still some newer band names, and I'm like, that's absolutely fucking silly. Why would you do that? This is one of them.
This is just.
We sound like Captain Jazz.
We
That's
sound
what
like
I can
Captain
hear in
Jazz, yeah.
there. Okay, cool.
It's
I
just a
will
lot of
say-
bands to me that just tried to replicate Captain Jazz.
That's why I feel like. Wait, when did American Football, Captain Jazz? When did all that come out?
So Captain Jazz was late 90s.
Okay.
American Football was early 2000s.
Because I feel that basically they were the blueprint, which is great, which is fair, but they all just replicated it and then never like elevated on what it was. They just stayed in the same vibe, which is fine, but then it's gonna die out because you're not adapting. I mean, it's kind of like how you evolve in life. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Kind of like number 31, The Jealous Sound, Killed Him with Kindness.
Cool.
Um,
Damn, that non-white picket fence really does it for me.
Yeah. I got nothing on this either. Lizzie and I are, what we're basically doing here is we're sharing that. Yeah, I don't know who this fucking
We don't
band
know.
is.
Yeah, no.
Number 30, Moss Icon, Libernum Wits, and
That's not a real band.
no, we're moving on. Number 29, Brand New, Your Favorite Weapon.
Oh, yeah. I never really got into Brand New. I only started to like really listen to them once Science Fiction came out, literally like maybe 2-3 days before they got canceled. I'm like, damn, this is like a really good album. I should probably listen to more. Then they're like, Jesse Lacey is a piece of shit. I'm like, all right, I guess not. Never mind. Bye.
This isn't even their best record.
That's all
so
I know.
I'm
That's what I was
assuming that
gonna say.
like,
I thought the one with Deja on Tandu, whatever it is, the one with a little space boy on there.
but a lot of people would say either Deja or Daisy, but
That's fair, yeah.
I don't know. I'm assuming there's not going to be one of those two later on this list. Maybe there will be, but to put even this to
Was
put your
this
favorite
like their
weapon on
first
here,
one?
yeah. But
That's
to put
probably
that
why,
over everything else is like
Well, does that
it
one
doesn't need to be
sound
on here.
more traditionally OG emo compared to the other two?
It sounds younger and less mature. So
Okay,
yes,
maybe.
maybe.
I feel like we'd have to listen to like the last like two band songs to be like, yes, this makes sense. Because I feel like we're in a trend.
We're in a trend. Speaking of trends, number 28, Paramore Riot.
You are correct then, sir.
I mean, maybe. You know how I feel. We didn't
know,
just put all of our terrible opinions on the internet recently.
Yeah, I can't believe this totally foul takes. But yeah, I feel like that's okay for that to be there.
Number 27, Dashboard Confessional, the places you've come to fear the most.
Wow, we know this one.
Just for the, the need to have Dashboard in a list of emo and
That's their
being that it
entire
was like such a
brand.
huge record, MTV playing emo and acoustic singer-songwriter shit. Like, yeah, it's got to be on there.
Yeah.
Number 26, Raina Maria, Look Now, Look Again.
I've heard a lot about this band, and every time I hear people like either tweet about it or talk about them, I've heard nothing but praises. And it's OG email, of course, but I've heard nothing but good things about this band. I feel like I should listen to it to understand.
Here's what I'm also going to say to you. Like a lot of old punk, this shit was recorded on like a piece of paper.
That's crazy.
Wrapped
A
around
piece
a
of paper
potato.
can do that with the
It's like-
technology.
No, it doesn't sound good. Number 25, Cursive Domestica. So this was not the record I listened to. I listened to The Ugly Organ. I don't know this record, I don't think, but I do like Cursive. They're a fun band. I would put The Ugly Organ on this list. Like I saw more people wearing Cursive Ugly Organ t-shirts around than anything back in like the early 2000s. Like that was like one of that and Armor for Sleep were like the top two merches that I saw. Top
The
two
top
t-shirt
merches.
and hoodie combinations. Yeah.
I never listened to Cursive that much, so I don't have too much. I know they're around. That's it. I know we got a press release for them.
Yes. Number 24, Embrace.
Oh,
this is from
like
1987.
OG. Holy shit. This is old school.
Yep. So this is as old
Damn.
as I am. It means nothing. I've taken to saying Fugazi in an
Fugazi?
Italian accent. No,
All
it's
right,
Fugazi.
calm down.
First of all,
no.
the actual word is
The
pronounced Fugazi.
gabagools. All right, whatever.
The actual pronunciation of the word is Fugazi. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be
Whatever
like, hey,
makes you feel better.
Fugazi over here.
No.
Number 23, Taking Back Sunday, Tell All Your Friends. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I think when like we look at Taking Back Sunday records, Tell All Your Friends is the one that has like the most traction. I do think they've had better records since then, but it does seem like
I feel like
this
if you're
is the
talking
one that
about
everybody goes back to.
quintessential emo that gets you into it, like intro, this would be it.
Yeah. I hated this record when I first heard it.
Bad vibes.
And now I only hate the second half.
Okay. That's
Dude.
growth, I guess.
There's a real like strong front half and weak back half vibe going on with this record. Number 22, Say Anything Is a Real Boy. Yes, correct. Absolutely correct. Record is incredibly good.
I've only started listening to Say Anything maybe like 4 or so years ago. So I don't have too much because I didn't realize it was like a band. Because they kind of like none of my friends in high school listened to Say Anything. It was the same thing with like Alkaline Trio. We've had that convo before where like almost no one, except for like my friends, like older siblings who are around your age, like they would listen to those.
It's definitely like comes down to like, oh, my friends listen to this, so I listen to this. Like that is how most people have their like bands they grew up with. I think that the other side of this is like Say Anything definitely feels like an emo guy artist. So like girls may not like be as into it. which is also probably why Say Anything broke up many times. Because if you want your band to succeed, you got to gotta get the girls in. And I don't know if Say Anything did. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but
somebody
I think
somebody who was a say anything stan during this main era, let us know.
Dashboard was the artist who got all the girls to like come to the shows, and that's why Dashboard was on MTV. Say Anything got all the guys to come to the shows, and it's like, damn it, I got
It's like, hey, we're not supposed to do this right now. Like,
the dudes are here.
Like, now we gotta let all the chicks in for free.
Oh yeah,
damn.
You do, fucking do. Also, yeah, young Jewish men probably had a very strong connection to Say Anything.
Strong affinity to another young Jewish man.
I mean, great, you know, but maybe that's also why like our communities didn't like get into different artists. Is like, yeah, they're from different backgrounds themselves as the artists, so you know, maybe we're not going to be as drawn to it as other people. Number 21, the Get Up Kids, 4 Minute Mile. I mean, this just sounds like one of those records. It's like, yeah, part of being emo.
It's like another quintessential album. Like if you're like, if you did this thing, and I'm pretty sure there's like a TikTok skit about it out there. I'd be surprised if there weren't. They're like, damn, you decided to be emo. Well, guess what? Here's your intro package. Get Up Kids.
Yeah.
Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
Like you would just get like the one so you know that like you can pass a basic like, hey, you're wearing that shirt, name 3 songs type of thing.
Number 20, At the Drive-In, In Casino Out. This is not the record that has the one song.
That's why.
The one fucking song.
It is not One Arm Scissor.
Nah. There's like that part of me that's like, as an outside fan of At the Drive-In, like got way more into Mars Volta and then went back to listen to At the Drive-In. I'm like, okay, maybe Mars Volta is more my thing. So like looking back, I go, okay, so you didn't put the record with the most popular At the Drive-In song on this list. Are you trying to look cool? You trying to look cool about this?
Yeah. Brian, these are a bunch of music writers and journalists. Of course you're trying to look cool.
Number 19, Brand New
There it
Deja
is.
Tandu. There it is. So they did put it on here.
There it is.
I
Yeah,
do not
2
think you
brand
needed
news, everyone.
your favorite weapon on this list at all. You didn't need it. You could just put Dejan Tandu and just move the fuck on. You know, I will say that I think it is really interesting in how everybody like makes like lists like these. So there was also like Rolling Stone's like top 50 rappers of all time. And in the top 10, like they did feature Kanye. And then like people get like skeezed out by like having Brand New on this list. It's like, no, you guys realize like Brand New wrote emo records at the time, right? These are records that are in like the emo sphere of that time. And the idea that like you're not going to be like, no, Kanye needs to be removed from all of the top 50 best rappers of all time list because of his anti-Semitic Nazi shit. But like, no, we got to take Brand New out. Like we got to take Brand New out. Brand New's got to go.
Like, if you're, because wait, when did this had to be like right before the Brand New, like Jesse Lee?
No, this was like,
it was after.
That was 20. Yeah, that was like
Time is a
2016,
flat-
17, 18 or
Okay, time is a
somewhere in
flat
that.
circle.
It was definitely before this.
Right. So I can't read what it is on this end because the text is too small, like sharing it back. But what responsible journalism would be is to say, like, yes, we acknowledge that this happened, but we cannot discredit, like, at the time what this would be.
Yeah.
Like, or what this meant to the culture, the subculture.
Which I watched a video that talked about emo and yeah, basically did that exact thing. They're like, so here's the story of Brand New in this. And also let's make sure that we address that like this shit has happened since. And then it's like, whatever. But it's just very strange to me how some people just kind of pick and choose with this shit. And it's like, no, it's okay to just say that like this album was really good at the time as a part of all this. And this dude sucks. That's all okay.
Yeah. I mean, like
Okay.
we acknowledge too, like, I mean, this is before really we had self-awareness as a society. Like classic literature too. You can be like, yeah, like this book is great and it's awesome, informative, whatever it is. But they're like, yeah, but the writer was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But here we are either still reading
read
it
it.
or still like, you know, having to consider it a cultural staple or, you know, turning point too. The more we're just self-aware and knowledged up about it, informed. Words are hard today.
Number
The better.
18, Saves the Day, Through Being Cool.
Wow, Brian, thanks.
I got you.
I never listened to Saves the Day.
This record has some good songs on it. I see the word Weezer worthy here. So if you like Weezer, You might
Is
like this
Weezer
record.
on this list? Is Pinkerton on
Weezer
this
is
list?
not on this list.
How do you know? Did you preview?
Mineral, The Power of Failing.
I've heard of Mineral, and again, I've heard them be one of the main staples, but I've never listened to them along with like H2O.
I have this issue of the 2-word name bands that are now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it seems like old emo is just 1-word band names.
Of like everyday things or
Yeah.
like things that are just there. And it's like, why?
It's like you're gonna all blend in together if you just keep doing shit like that. Like you gotta have some other things in there. You gotta be more interesting. Otherwise, like, yeah, Mineral or whomst ever, like,
Homesteaded H2O?
yeah, could be anybody. I don't know. Drive Like Jehu,
Jew?
Yank Crime. No, I never really listened.
I'm aware of them, but I've never really listened to them.
It might not be emo proper.
Oh, so then what the hell is it?
I don't know. We're moving on. Number 15, Dag Nasty, Can I Say?
Oh,
From 1986.
yeah, that's old school. Old school.
Yep. Got nothing on it.
I don't either.
Number 14,
There
Weezer's
we
Pinkerton.
go. Yes.
There you go. You got
fucking
your Weezer in here.
go.
You got your Weezer. So
Yeah, this is a fucking emo album. Have you
Yeah,
never
it is.
listened to the entire album?
took him only 20 years for it to take off
Let's go.
as a record people like. Number 13, Jimmy Eat World, Clarity. Again, I
Fair.
think you put Clarity on a list when you want to look cool, as though
When you
putting Bleed American won't make you look cool.
I feel like they wanted to look at like original rather than mainstream.
Yeah,
But
you're
then I
right. They
felt
didn't want
like
to put the used self-titled first record. They wanted to put In
That's
Love
what
and
I was
Death
gonna
on
say.
there.
Then
But
you should
know.
have put the self-titled one because that one was very more OG emo based
Yeah.
rather than In Love and Death, which still fucking goes. It bangs.
Yeah.
But I
Yes.
also feel like the Panic one for like not like for newer Panic stands, they probably have never really listened to Fever. They've only listened to like their more recent stuff.
Those children are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Stupid goddamn kids.
Brian hates children.
Texas is the number 12. Texas is the reason. Do you know who you are? No.
I've listened to some of this because of my bias. Again, I wouldn't put it at 12, but I do
Oh,
believe it.
is your
belongs on
bias
here.
about because it's entirely about the JFK assassination?
No, I mean that's most of what Gerard wants every time I can thing to be at the end of the day.
But you do know that Texas is the reason not only is named after the JFK assassination, also wrote a number of songs specifically as pieces of the JFK
No, I didn't know
assassination.
that. I didn't know that Texas is the region lore because I only like just listened to it because I felt like I should listen to it in like my intro to emo that I did as a kid.
Well, you're about to go
Well-
revisit.
Fuck. Guys, we're only gonna listen to things that are about the JFK assassination.
Number 11, Thursday, Full Collapse. Thursday's great. That's it. Thursday's just excellent. Great band.
Timeless band, honestly.
Timeless. Number 10, My Chem, Three Cheers.
Sheesh.
9/11 is mentioned here.
There we go. We got JFK assassination 9/11.
We're rounding it out, man. We get it all in here.
Damn. Now, how would you have felt if they had put bullets on here instead of Three Cheers?
They would have been dumb. It's just objectively not top 40.
Bad takes.
Nope.
Yep.
Number 9, Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree.
I'm surprised it's not taking this to your grave.
Lizzie is the journalist who's like, it has to be the thing that makes me the coolest. It cannot be their best. It has to be whatever makes me look cool.
Well, it is. I'm sorry. Takes Your Grave is a top tier album.
I agree with you. I do think it's better than From Under the Cork Tree.
Yeah, it is better than From Under the Cork
Yeah.
Tree. It had to be said, everyone. I am having a weird disconnect here with the way that they're starting to rank like the mall emo bands as like more what we are into, because I feel like they were much more strict with the older stuff, and here they're like, well, I guess we'll put like what's more traditionally popular.
Yep.
Where you need to keep the same energy throughout, otherwise you're gonna have a lot of inconsistencies, and I'm seeing inconsistencies, and this is why I'm not a music writer.
And yet, you're a music writer critic.
I'm a music podcaster.
Yeah.
Very different. Thank
Number
you.
8, Jimmy Eat World, Bleed
There it
American.
is.
There
Two
we go.
Jimmys.
Now you don't have to pretend you're cool. You can just like Bleed American, which is a great record. You can say that Clarity is a great record. That's
Yeah.
fine. objectively, Bleed American is a better record.
How so?
Songs better.
Song better? You mean songs better based on the singles that were released from it, or songs better overall?
The whole album. The songs better.
If we ever
better.
interview Jimmy Eat Worlds,
I'll tell him.
Okay. You stay with that and tell Mr. Jimothy Atkins.
Yeah.
To his face.
Don't clip this. Number 7, Captain Jazz.
What?
Burritos, Inspiration Point, Fork Balloon Sports.
That's a fake album.
Captain Jazz is just, they just do whatever the fuck they want. Like, they're just weird.
It's the Kinsella curse.
Yeah. Kinsella's just do shit. And it works.
I tried to listen to Captain Jazz when they came back like a handful of years ago. And I was like, I get why people like this. It is absolutely not for me.
They're great live.
Absolutely not for me.
They're great live. I think that's the best way to experience their music is live. Number 6, American Football. American Football.
Again, this is a band I understand why people like it. Cannot get into it.
The riff is the main thing to come from this. It's a cultural cultural
people thing. That's the thing is that like the 20 waves of emo that we have now, it feels like was built off of this, where this OG emo kept the same riff and then never developed. And there's growth there, and we love the 20 waves of emo. There's only 5 or 6 now. Don't worry, it's not actually 20. You're not that.
A reminder that if you can't sing, you can't sing.
Yeah.
Number 5.
But it means you can start an emo band. Hundo P.
Braid, Frame, and Canvas. From Chicago. Well,
I honestly
Bob Nana's from Chicago.
Have been wholly unaware of this band until I started seeing people wear braid shirts, and I'm like, who the fuck is that?
Braid.
I've never heard of this band.
So yeah, I haven't really listened to them much either. But I know they're from Chicago, and Bob Nana has been about and around. So that's to Bob Nana.
I think I also associate bands that are like this one word. Like, and it seems kind of silly with like bands like Fuel. So I'm like, is this butt rock?
No. See, you're just hearing one word and you're like, oh.
Yeah, because I'm seeing it and I'm like, must make sense. Much blend.
Number 4, Jawbreaker, Dear You.
Yeah.
Jawbreaker cannot sing. This is a band that just like
that's quintessential emo.
Growls. Yeah, I don't care for it.
Just say you're not a punk.
Hey. What? Okay. Number 3, The Promise Ring, Nothing Feels Good. While I agree with the sentiment, I don't know. I haven't really listened to them.
I never listened to Promise Ring too much.
Number 2, Rites of Spring.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Started it all. One of the ones that started it all.
Yeah.
Iconic.
And then number 1, Sunny Day Real Estate
Day.
Diary. So again, started it all.
Fair. Yeah.
You know, got
you gotta
it.
get props to where it is.
Yeah. This was a list. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be a lot of mall emo, but then I'm like, man, I don't know.
There's a few like just like sprinkled in there. Like I feel like to appease, but again, I do feel like if you're gonna keep the same consistency of the way that you're ranking things, keep it for the popular ones too.
Yeah,
that's what
it's
it is.
It's very hard for people to do this and get anyone to click on it, which is why you put My Chemical Romance in the thumbnail.
And then you put their one album.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we got our guest in here.
Hell cool. Yeah.
Very odd to put My Chem in the title, put one My Chem record on there, but then go all the way. There's a lot of different things about emo, and it's just a word that tends to be a catch-all for a lot of this stuff, which is fine. But, you know, when you got a couple mall emo kids like us going to check, it's like, yeah, did I ever listen to fucking Mineral? Or didn't? I sure didn't.
I sure did not. I listened to more OG punk because that's where I started. So
yeah. So cool. Hopefully we get an updated list on this.
It's probably out there. We just haven't looked for it, which is fine. That's fine.
We need to make our own top 40 and then just like have it be.
Guys, that'd be the last emo social club stream.
Foul. Foul.
Oh my god.
All right.
That'd have to be in person so we could fight.
Nope.